Good afternoon. My name is Chris. I'm with Comer Physical Therapy and Fusion Chiropractic with the Rock Steady Boxing program. Today is day 3 of our 5-day strength program. So if you were following along from the beginning, we did chest, we did back, and now we're going to be focusing on legs. Today's workout is going to consist of 6 different exercises. We're going to do each thing for 3 sets of 10. I'm going to show you a modified version and a regular version. They're going to be fairly similar, though only the modified you're going to actually have a little more support. So if you'd like, make sure that you, if you're doing the modified version, that you have something stable, like a counter or a kitchen counter or anything close to you that you can use. Something probably about waist height and very secure and safe to hold on to, and something that you're not going to slide and be slippery on. As we go through these workouts, if you feel anything uncomfortable or painful, go ahead and stop. If you feel dizzy, go ahead and stop. For some of them, I will demonstrate both limited and full range of motion. Just go ahead and go what you can do with your comfort level. Some of it's going to be limitations on your strength. Sometimes it'll be limiting on the joints and what you can do. So let's go ahead and get started. If you are not part of the Rock Steady Boxing program and you're just watching this, we advise that you go ahead and consult with your physician before starting in any physical exercise program. If you do choose to proceed forward, you do so at your own risk. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do are sit-to-stands. If you're doing the modified version, what I'd like to have you do is grab a chair, position it in front of a counter. In front of a sink would even be better, because then you can kind of hold on, keeping your back straight. You're going to come up, do a full stand, pause, and then come back down and have a seat. That'll be the modified version. Just the regular would be with nothing to support you. So from here, just come to full stand and down. All right. So go ahead and position yourself, if you're modified, next to something nice and secure that you can hold on to, that you're not going to slide or move. If you're just doing the regular, just make sure that you have a chair and some place where you have enough room to move around. Let's go ahead and go through the warm-up. If you're modified, you're going to do the seated, which is one leg out. For the non-modified, we'll go ahead and do standing. So I'll demonstrate for the modified, chest up, leg out. Go ahead and come down. If you're standing or doing the non-modified version, just come down to one side. Switch sides. If you're seated, bring one leg in, the other leg out, and hold. Switch again to the other side. Again, if I was seated, I'm just going to bring one leg in, one leg out, come down and hold. And switch. Last time. We're just going to be doing a light warm-up. Again, we're only working the legs today. Give yourself a little bit of room. And if you need to, if you're just doing the modified version, you can hold on to something or do it seated. And if you're doing the modified for the warm-up, what I'm going to have you do are marches seated if you're non-modified standing marches. All right, and go. Try to bring your knees up as high as you can. If you need to, hold on to something. Otherwise, opposite hand, opposite knee. Again, modified, you do it seated in your chair. And keep going. Just kind of warming up your body a little bit. Get some oxygen pumped into the muscles. Make your tendons and the ligaments a little more flexible and elastic. And good. Jumping jacks. With the modified in the seat, scoot yourself in the front, feet together, hands on your thighs, and come out and in, forward and come out. For the standard, feet shoulder width apart, step out to one side, bring your hands up, step down, step out to the other side, hands up and down. All right, ready, set, go. You do them seated or standing, whichever you prefer. And again, this is the last of the group of 3 of the first workouts. These first 3 workouts are interchangeable. You can start anywhere you want, but do start with workouts 1, 2, or 3 first, and then say the last 2 for the last 2. And you could again do the 5th one first or the 4th one first. Doesn't matter. And good. All right. For modified, again, position yourself in front of something nice and sturdy. Feet are going to be out in front of you. Back straight. Hands on whatever you want to hold on to. If you're not doing the modified, you could just do it without anything in front of you. Sit to stand. Set at 10. Ready? Set. Go. Bring your nose forward. Shift your weight forward. Come up to a complete stand. Hold for a second. Completely upright. Bend at the hips, bringing them down and back, and have a seat. Set 10. And about this pace. I really want you to demonstrate control. Coming all the way up, all the way down. Two more. Good, and rest. Again, if you're doing the modified version, push your dining room chair up to the sink, hold on, make sure the sink is dry, and use that for stability to lift yourself up and go through a full range of motion. Make sure you go slow and controlled. I'll demonstrate again, second set without holding on to anything, and chest up, head up, and go. 1, 2, 3. Make sure when you come down, the first thing that happens is you bend at the hips, bringing your butt back, leaning slightly forward. I think that should be around 6. So we'll do another 4. One more. Good. Rest for a little bit. We got one more set. As we're going through, if it's too many reps for you, you don't need to do the full set of 10. You can stop at 5 or 6. And you don't need to do the full set of 3. You can maybe just do 2 sets of 10 or maybe 3 sets of 5, however you want. Base it off of your comfort level, and then when you re-watch the video, try to build from there. All right, last set. Set 10. Feet right underneath your knees. Back. Lean forward, nose over your toes. Shift your weight forward, come to a complete stand, bringing your hips forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Next one. We're going to do a slightly different version. You can do this modified as well. Again, you're going to use a counter. And actually, I would prefer, even if you are using the counter, you use your chair or something else to hold on to. What I'm going to have you do, for the modified, if you're right here by the counter, you're going to step forward, bringing your feet about 3 to 4 inches from the counter. Holding on, you're going to bring 1 foot back. Now my feet aren't in line, they're slightly staggered. From this position, there's a slight bend in my front knee. My back leg is straight. Depending on how strong you are and how flexible and what your range of motion is, will depend on how low you go. Just do what's comfortable for you. Let's go ahead and start. We'll do a set of 10. If you're not using a counter, you just keep yourself upright, hold on to the chair, make sure your shoulders stay over your hips. So, bending the back knee, leaning a little bit forward on the front, come down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if you can, come all the way down so the back knee is only 2 or 3 inches from the ground. Make sure you don't make contact with the ground. But if that's too difficult, just go for a limited range of motion. Alright, that should be 10. Switch. Bring 1 foot in, bring the other foot out. Again, your toe and knee are only a few inches from the counter. Back leg is way back and straight. Holding onto the counter for balance, or a chair if you're not in the kitchen. And chest up, head up, bending the back knee, lowering yourself down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, if you can, come all the way down so that back knee is only 2 or 3 inches off the floor. Make sure it doesn't make contact. But if that's too difficult, just go down halfway or partial. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bring the other leg back. And begin. 1. Again, at any point, if you get tired, just go ahead and stop and rest. This should be 5 for me. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Step forward, other leg back. Notice my chest is always going to be up, my head is up, I'm never leaning forward as I'm doing these. So, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step forward, other leg back. Last one of these. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, go down just as far as you can comfortably. Got one more for a set 10, and that's good. Shake your legs out a little bit, let them relax, rest for a little. And go ahead and have a seat. I'll demonstrate with the ball. You can also use a pillow or even just your hands. What we're going to do is a squeeze. Move yourself to the center or in front of the chair. Feet are going to be out in front of you. Make sure your knees are directly over your ankles. Move your feet together so you can hold the ball. And what we're going to do is just squeeze. If you do not have a ball, place your hands on the inside of your knees. And as you try to squeeze your knees together, go ahead and push out. So, place the ball, pillow or your hands on the inside of your knees, and we're going to push for a count of 10. And push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale out. I'll demonstrate this time with the ball. And squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you breathe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. One last one. And squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Next one. Instead of bringing our knees together, we're going to forcefully push our knees apart. Now, if you have a band, you can wrap that around the upper part of your knees, or I'm just going to go ahead and place both hands on the outside of the knees and apply pressure inward as I'm pushing out with my knees. So my hands are pushing in, my knees are pushing out. We're going to do for another count of 10. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rest. And again, keeping your back straight, lean a little forward. And 1, 2, pushing out with your knees. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. One last time. And push out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Last one. For the exercise, what we're going to do are calf raises and toe raises. If you're doing modified, just do them in your chair. Feet shoulder width apart. Ankles right underneath your knees. And as you do come up, I want you to bring your toes up and then bring your heels up. If you're standing, hold on to something, chest up, again, toes up or heels up. And then if you want more of a challenge, you can do it without holding on to something. However, if you're doing it without holding on to something, you're more working on your balance. If you are holding on to something, I expect you to go a wider range of motion, come up higher than you normally would, bring your toes up normally higher than you usually would, because there I want you to focus more on range of motion and strength. So either focus on balance and not hold on to anything, or if you do hold on to something, I really expect you to do a full range of motion all the way up as high as you can on your toes, and then bring your heels up as high as you can. So, 3 sets of 10. I'm going to focus more on strength, so I'm going to hold on to something, and up, down, heels up, toes up, heels up, toes up, heels up, toes up, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, and heels, and toes. Now I'll show the seated version. Again, feet are going to be a little bit out in front of me. Ankles should be right underneath the knees. Good posture. And second set, go. Toes up, heels up. Toes up, heels up. Toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, and heels. All right, last one. Remain seated if that's what you're comfortable with. I'm going to do it without holding on anything, working a little more on my balance this time, and go. Heels, toes, 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 heels, toes. One more, and up And that is it. Like I said, short, quick workouts, something that you should be able to do and work into your schedule fairly easily. Go ahead and go through exercises 1 through 6, or if there's one that you found difficult, go ahead and take one out, and we'll go ahead and do that. Stay tuned next week, or tomorrow, 1 p.m., we're going to be working on shoulders. Thank you.